So please pardon me. I didn't mention that I do my own voiceovers. Um, I'm into aerial photography as well, so I do fly my own drone and do my own drone videos. And also, I part-time I do radio, so I'm into DJ. I enjoy country music and slow jam. Okay, so I'd like to say a big thank you to This is Africa for this wonderful opportunity to run this interview, solar interview. So, what country in Africa are you from? Well, my name is Michael Kunke, and I'm from Ghana, the west coast of Africa, West Africa. How many languages do you currently speak? I speak 5 languages. I speak English, I speak Twi, which is from the Akan, mainly spoken in Ashanti and the eastern region. I speak Ewe, which is spoken in the Volta region of Ghana. I speak Ga, which is spoken in the Greater Accra region, where the capital Accra is. And then I speak Fanti from the central region of Ghana. I do understand Krobo and Adan. When you speak it, Adan, I understand what you're saying. I do understand it because it's similar to Ga. And which of those languages do you speak fluently? I speak all 5 fluently. So I do speak English fluently, Ga, Ewe, Twi, and Fanti. I speak all these 5 languages fluently. I mean, fluent in all of these 5. And then when and why did you start your YouTube channel? My YouTube channel has been about 7 years now. And halfway along the line, I kind of lost touch with it because of the pressure from work. And why did you start it? I started it mainly to promote tourism in Ghana, the Ghana that you don't see on TV. That is what I was doing there. So sort of even had this thing I called My Beautiful Ghana, because my job takes me around the country a lot. I do a lot of traveling. So anywhere I went, I had my camera with me, and all I'll be doing is filming. So I had a lot of content that I could put there. How would you describe to your visitors about your YouTube channel? Well, as I said, it's about Ghana. It's to promote Ghana and tourism. When operating a YouTube channel, have you been able to find a schedule that works? Well, I've really not gotten a schedule that works for me, because the YouTube thing is sort of like my hobby. So I have my official work that I do. I'm a manager for 2 TV channels. That's ATV, I'm on Sun Television, which is Ghanaian language channel, purely Ghanaian language. And then there is a GNTV, which is much more a cosmopolitan kind of TV. It does everything, and it's in English. So I'm really tight in those 2 areas, and so the YouTube is sort of like, when I have time, and then I do it. How much time do you spend on content creation? From content gathering to creation, it depends. Excuse me, it depends. It could be a month, sometimes it could as well go for a year. Yes. So I had this video I was working on called Grey Walls. It's a video tree, that is a video plus poetry. So Grey Walls actually took me a year to get it done, from filming to the final thing, loading it to YouTube. It took me a year. You'll be wondering why a year. Well, it took me a year because when I started filming it, I had to film at a particular time of the day. So I had to film between the hours of 6 a few minutes to 6 a.m. and then the latest by 6:15, 6:20 thereabout. I had to wrap up because of the sort of the mood I had wanted to carry in that video. And so I didn't want too much sunlight in it. So if if anytime I run late in filming, I had during post-production I had to do a lot of color grading and image correction. So I filmed within a particular time, and I had to travel from Accra to Elmina, which is like a 2.5 3 hour drive away from Accra, and I had to do that only. I could do that only on weekends because that was only when I was free. And so this week I could go, next week I couldn't go. So it took me quite some time to get all the footages I wanted. Because if I film, I come back and I watch. If I get there Friday night or probably Saturday, I normally go there Friday night, so I would start filming Saturday dawn. So in between Saturday dawn and Sunday morning, if I couldn't get the videos, the exact image that I wanted with the exact color temperature, I would probably have to go and come back the next week because I had to go to work, So it took me about 3-4 months to gather the footage that I wanted. Then after that was the cutting itself, the editing itself, and it really took quite a lot of time because I wanted to carry out a certain messages, and I'll cut it and I'm like, nah, this is not what I want, and I'll go back, start rearranging the shots, tweaking it here and there. Prior to that too, because it's video plus poetry, I had to get a first cut and then send that cut to the person who would write the poem. I had to send it to the poet. So then prior to that, I already described the images to her and told her what I was looking at and the words I wanted to feature in it. So for each shot, I'll describe and I'll tell you, I want this word here, I want this one here, I want this one here, stuff like that. Then I'd also gotten the music because I don't score the music, so I gotten the music and put it there. But then there were some sound effects that was needed for it, so I had to create some on my own, and others I had to get them from online, buy it online. So that particular video, Grey Walls, I advise you watch it, make time and watch it. That video took me about a year from start to finish. The poetry was done, and we look at it and said, nah, let's put this one here, let's put this one there. So we had to do the voice again. So we would go to the studio, the sound studio, watch it, and then narrate it per the way I wanted it, per the time. So that video really took, that's the longest time I've spent on doing a video. Grey Wall, you should watch it. And then so that's how much time I can spend on creating a content, just one, because I'm more of like a perfectionist. I would do just some few cuts and I could watch it over and over and over and over and rearrange, tweak here, do that, and so that's it. For the networking, getting to know other people and getting in touch with people through YouTube, not really. It's just once that I'm someone got in touch with me for some particular content, and also there's been a lot of exposure when I took it serious. Yeah, through that I've really met some people online, and it's been really positive. What do you do in your spare time when not making videos? Actually, I make videos in my spare time. I make videos in my spare time because that's the time I have to spend on my YouTube channel and other things that I do. Because mainly as I said, I manage 2 TV channels, so it's during my spare time that I do the other stuff and YouTube as well. What challenges have you faced in getting new subscribers to discover our channel? New subscribers. Challenges is probably because I don't do what everyone does. I don't do the sort of vlogging, as you might call it, as everyone does, where you have somebody in front of camera narrating, taking you around and stuff like that. No, I don't do that kind of thing. I've really not tried it. I probably have to try it one of these days and see how it goes like. Because I usually concentrate on making it sort of a documentary feature kind of stuff, short videos, travel videos, but I'll try what everyone does and see. I don't like doing stuff like that. I don't like doing what everyone else is doing. But that doesn't mean what they are doing is not good. No, trust me, it's good. You've really got some good people out there. I've seen Woody Maya's video, and I think he's doing real good. Most challenging moment as a content creator, and what did you learn from that? My most challenging time came when some guys got in touch with me that they needed a certain video that I had, and funny, it was after I lost that content to a fire accident in my office. We lost our studio and everything, and it's not I didn't have a backup. I had a backup, but guess what? The backup was sitting on my desk. And in the midst of the chaos and everything, I lost all of that content in the fire. So what I learned from that was to, devise my own ways of getting a backup of everything I have. So I have what I call a ghost drive. So I have a ghost drive which contains everything I have on my drive offsite, sitting somewhere else. So that's one key lesson that I learned. So I back up my stuff after every major work. Anytime I load new stuff onto the drive, I back it up. Anytime I do some new cuts, some new editing or graphics or anything like that, I back it up. How do you want to improve your YouTube channel or channels in the next 12 months? I want to improve content, not subscribers. Subscribers is really not, I don't really look out for subscribers. I'm looking at the content, the quality, and the kind of content I put there. For me, quality is key. Quality in the sense of overall everything, sound, picture, cutting, So I'm hoping to get more quality content onto the channel in the next 12 months on all the channels. The next 5 years, where do you hope your YouTube channel will take you? In the next 5 years. I'm hoping it takes me to a different level in the sense of, getting in touch, more networks, being able to network more with people, because video speaks a lot. So I'm hoping to create more content, more quality content, which would put the name Michael Kunke out there, so when someone sees this video, say, this video, I think I know the one who did it, because they'll probably see some traits of my style of editing and how I do my things there, and they'll know, okay. So I'm hoping that is where my YouTube channel will take me to, get me some more gigs. Can you name some of your favorite content creators or vloggers from YouTube or elsewhere? Not really on YouTube. I would say my main mentor is David Attenborough of BBC Earth. He does a lot of documentaries and he's my mentor. Trust me, that guy is so good with narration and everything. So he's the one I really look up to for documentaries, style of editing, nature documentaries. And then there's also Philip Bloom. He's a cinematographer. He's really good. He has a lot of. He worked on Philip worked on CNN The Wonder List with Bill Weir, of CNN. It was a travel. Once it has to do with traveling and tourism and nature, you find me there. If traveling was free, I didn't need to buy a ticket or get a visa, I don't think I'll be sitting here. Because when I hear we are getting on the road, I'm like, yes, So those are the people that I follow. Who has inspired you the most on YouTube platform and why? For YouTube, no, not really. 15, not really. And then how do you motivate yourself to keep the channel up and running? How do I motivate myself? Is to probably very demanding content, demanding a sense of creativity, style, the cuts, the storytelling. I'm always trying to figure out a new way to tell a particular story, figuring out a new way to put out even if it's a promotion. For example, even if I had to do a promotional video for a brand Elmina, and the theme was, where do you want to go? So I was like, how do I get this thing done? So I had to sit through, think, visualize a lot, and I came up with it. I was able to do it with just the video and also using the ambience. That was it. So when stuff like that come, it really motivates me to sit up through the night and make sure this content is done at this particular time. What's the biggest difference in your life since you started YouTube? The pressure of getting content. That's been the difference. I mean, I need to sit down and think, what's next? What's next? What's next? Even if it's a video tree, it has to be different from the previous one. So cause for example, my first video tree was about an area called Itre. That video is also on YouTube. Itre, that place, Itre is a place where three rivers meet. Is an estuary where three rivers meet and push out into the sea. So there's this huge mangrove there, and there's a road that cuts through it. Straight road, straight for more than more than a kilometer. Is just straight. And so that was the first video tree that I did, and I was like, wow. Everyone was like, wow, this is good, this is good. It's like, okay, if this is good, it means I need to do something more than this the next time. So that's what really keeps me going to get this done, to motivate myself to keep the channel running and up and running. What's the biggest difference in your life since you started YouTube? Did I skip that? I don't know, sort of confused. 18. How active are you on a weekly basis, and how often do you communicate with your visitors? So I log in every morning. That's the first thing I do. Log in, check all my emails, check all my social media handles every morning. If there's any comment, I respond, be it on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. I make sure I respond to the comment. I like it, or click the heart button, depending on the comments. Yeah. So every morning I do check it and I communicate if there is any. Yeah. What do you think is the best social media strategy for getting more visitors to discover a YouTube channel? The best social media strategy, I think, is to cross post. You can easily post from Instagram to Facebook. You could easily cross post, so you get attention on both platforms. And then so you could cross post from YouTube to Facebook as well. So cross posting, I think, is the way to go. Do a lot of cross posting and constantly be sharing and liking other people's content as well, because they will also do vice versa for you. So is YouTube your profession, or is just a hobby? It's just a hobby. It's not my profession. I have a very demanding work, because aside the managing the channels, I do other stuff for within the group as well. So that one alone is demanding enough than to make YouTube my profession and add it to it. So what advice would you give to future African content creators or vloggers when starting a YouTube channel? What advice? Be true to yourself. Make sure you love what you're doing. If you are in it just for fun or just for the fame or what, I don't think you put out your best, because you need to love what you're doing, and because it's really demanding. It's a demanding work, so you need to love it. If you don't love it, don't try it. And well, there's a bonus question. Where did you learn photo and videography? In addition, tell us about your different businesses or organizations you operate. Basically, tell us about you. That was a little about yourself. That was not asking the first 21 questions. So where did I learn photo and videography? Well, I learned photo and videography at school. I attended the National Film and Television Institute. I'm funny, I majored in animation. Yeah, animation. And here am I, doing editing, videography, voiceovers, directing. Yeah, I'm doing all of that. when I majored in film and television animation. Prior to going to school, I was doing graphic designing. Yeah, I did graphic designing before I went to NAFTI. I went to NAFTI in 1999. Yeah, and I graduated in 2003. Yes, so 4 years studying film and television animation. But the course, NAFTI is a place where if you're really serious and you know what you're about, by the time you graduate, you would have known all the other courses. So I took time off my animation course to study film and television directing, study photography, where I fell in love with it, and then I studied editing as well, because in the long run I had to edit my own animation and film it myself. So I even did some voices for my animation myself. I ended up doing everything, doing my sound, directing, editing, and filming the animation all by myself. And so that's how come I sort of became a much more holistic person. And also looking at the direction in which film was moving in Ghana, I realized I know I had to. So you had to make yourself a much more holistic person than just to say, well, I'm an editor. So that has brought me this far to where I am now. And in addition, tell us about your different businesses. Ha ha ha. Well, to start off, there is the Kunke Foundation. The Kunke Foundation, you can find it on YouTube and Facebook as well. What we do there is mainly to concentrate on, it's a children and women centered organization. So what we do is to, mainly I mainly raise funds or do some savings myself, and if it's books, I normally go to the school and find out what their needs are. It's very, very key. I don't sit back and think, well, I think they need this. I go there and find out what their needs are. So then if it is books or they tell me they need teaching and learning materials, well, so I gather the funds and I purchase those things and I take it to the school and donate it to them. And it really does go a long way to help them, because it's not easy for the teachers and the children as well. So that's what Kunke Foundation does, and mainly children and women centered education. The last time I did a donation, what I did was to my wife and myself, we went there and we donated furniture, classroom furniture for a school, and they said, well, they appreciated and they asked if we could also help them with some computers, because the kids had to write ICT exams when there was no computer for them to learn with. So how can you write an ICT exam when there is no computer to do practical work with? So all they had to do was try and figure it out. If they say a mouse, well, how you have a picture of a mouse, but you can never click it and really have a feel of how it really works. So they know all the peripherals that come with setting up a computer, but it's just on paper. So we are working on that, but it's not been easy. I must be realistic. It's not been easy raising computers for the school. So for about 3 years now, I've not been able to do that one. And then there is Rise Above. Rise Above came about when a friend of mine, he's a mental health nurse. He was going to his rounds one day and he asked me to go with him. And we visited a mental health institution near Elmina. It's called Ankafo. And what I saw there, it really hit me. And so I was like, is there nothing we could do? So that's how come Rise Above came around. And we've helped people with drug addiction. We've not gotten to mental health yet. No, that's too much. So people with drug addiction, we counsel and motivate them. We check them every now and then. We take their vital stats and we kind of monetize those who are able to stay and gradually go off the drug. That's what we are doing with Rise Above. That one too is not been easy, because in Ghana, not too much very little attention is being paid to the mental health sector in Ghana. So Rise Above is there. And then there's a new one, which is Brand Elmina. So Brand Elmina is a destination marketing organization. was named after the town Elmina. Elmina is in the central region, not far from Cape Coast. It's the first place that the first not actually the whites landed way back, the Portuguese, yeah. And that's where the Elmina Castle is located. So Brand Elmina came about as to help push the tourism potential of Elmina. When you look at countries like Kenya and other Southern African countries and Eastern African countries, they've done a lot with tourism. And there's really a big industry there in that area. So Ghana, we are also trying to push tourism. So Brand Elmina is there to help to market tourism destination sites in Ghana. And not just to market, but also help those who come in town, they don't really know where to go. So we also run tour, we sort of like into tour operation as well. Last year, December thereabout, we had this 3-day tour with a company called Big Cycle Eco Tours. Wonderful guys, I must say. Nana Preston doing a wonderful job. It was a 3-day cycling tour that we had through the western part of Ghana, in the western region. 3 days on the road on a cycle. Pretty much exciting. Visiting the Cape 3 points, the furthermost tip of Ghana, and some spending a night by a bonfire on the beach. Really exciting. All of those things are on YouTube, and I'm sure you get the links to them. And so these are the 3 things I'm doing aside what I really do: the Kunke Foundation, Rise Above, and Brand Elmina. And I tell you, it's not easy juggling these things together. The family is also there. The family needs your time. You need to make time for the kids and the wife as well. Very, very, very important. And also make time for the main work that you do. You need to make all the time necessary for that. And we're trying to do our best, and basically tells a little about that what was not asked in that 21 questions. So that's me. I'm a very down to earth person, very jovial, fun loving, and I love traveling, discovering new places, making new friends, and seeing nature, being in tune with nature and adventure. I love that. It keeps me going. And I love my photography. You can't take it away from me. So I think that's it about me. Yeah, I should think so. Yeah, thank you. So, I said I was done, but someone just prompted me that there's this guy sitting here watching me run this interview. Just prompted me that there are some things I didn't say. And I said no, but he said he's insisting I say it. I won't upload it. So please pardon me. I didn't mention that I do my own voiceovers. I'm into aerial photography as well, so I do fly my own drone and do my own drone videos. And also, part-time I do radio, so I'm into DJ. I enjoy country music and slow jam. So he said I should put that in it. I don't know how you're gonna insert this before the end of the video, but I do these things as well. So part-time I do radio, I do slow jam and country music, and I fly my own drone, so I'm into aerial photography as well. And I don't remember the first thing, but I guess he's satisfied now. He's okay now. So, and I learned that one too on my own. I didn't go to any school to learn how to fly a drone. Got my first drone. I was like, hey, today is today. We're gonna see how we can fly this drone. So I've been flying drones for the past, I don't know, 3 years or 4 years or so. I should think so. Yeah. So that's pretty much it about me. Yeah. I guess he's happy now. Thank you.